So hey everybody, it is Erin and I am going to make a fun little ATC. Now I saw an email or a Facebook post or something by Donna Salazar, and if you don't know about her, wow, you need to, because she is amazing. And what she asked for, and I'm kind of setting a few things up, what she asked for was an ATC for her new grandson. She is creating kind of a mobile centerpiece for the shower that she's throwing for, I think it's a grandson or granddaughter, I'm not sure. The theme is vintage Winnie the Pooh. So I went in and I actually found an image for a vintage Winnie the Pooh, and we're going to use that as the basis. And I pulled out a few other things. She's going to take all these ATCs when they're done, and I have no idea how many she's getting, and she's going to create kind of like a little memory book for everybody. So I thought I'd jump in on the bandwagon and create one. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get this to be in a circular form. And I just did a search for images for vintage Winnie the Pooh, and I found this because I don't have anything that's got it on there. And it's going to work just perfectly. So I want the little butterfly. I don't have anything that's going to be a perfect cut. But I'm going to have a little bit on the top, but I'm not too worried about that. Maybe I can angle it a little bit. There we go. And now I have a cute little circular image. Okay, so I've cut these papers down to just a little bit smaller. So the main size of an ATC is 3.5 by 2.5. So this is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And this one is 3 by 2. So see how I just layer it up? We're not just going to leave it like that. We're going to add some fun to it. So I'm going to take my edge punch and just go along the edge. I'm going to line it up right on the edge here and punch. And don't worry about it. Try to line it up just perfectly. It's not going to be 100%. Now from here, what you do is you go ahead and you line it up right there like that and punch. And it's going to be a little off, and that's okay. And then I grabbed another one, and this one's from EK, and you can lock them, but this one's gotten a little broken. This guy stores by you can turn the flaps up. So now I'm going to line this guy up like this. And I thought for this one, I would punch along the other end, and that way we would have a cool kind of fun design going both ways. So again, I'm going to take my punch, go right on the edge. So that way my paper is kind of starting. It's not going to be perfect. This time I'm going to try and do it so my little pieces go in the trash. There we go. I didn't punch all the way cleanly. Just trying to be so careful not to have anything on the trash, and I didn't. You have to hear it go click, and then same thing. You're going to line it up. So you go to where the design is, and see how this design. If I push it too far over, my design's not there. So I go right to here, and click. Here you get snap, and there's another pretty design. So now I got a couple of fun designs. All right, so now I have this cute butterfly, and I don't like the back side of the butterfly. It doesn't really go with the colors, but I'm going to add it going this way. I'm just kind of layering up and seeing how I like what I have. And I may not even use everything because the focal point is going to be my Pooh Bear. And you know what? I think the butterfly is just going to lose its effect. I also grabbed some washi tape, and I think I'm going to layer it up going vertically. And I don't know if I'm going to use these, but I grabbed them, and then I also grabbed this. So first thing is I'm going to ink these, and I think I'm going to do this one in the sage, just a little light something color. And I'm just grabbing my Xyron Mega Runner. I'm not too worried about what's on the back side of the patterns here. Layer that up. And there is 2 different sides to the texture, but I didn't want the super textured piece. I wanted the lighter textured piece. That's where I'm going with that. Now, before I add any more layers, I'm pretty sure, oh, I'm going to do one more layer. I'm going to go ahead and put my washi tape on here. Right there. I feel like it's got a double design on it, but I don't think so. I think it's just a single layer. It's just got, you know what? It was rolled up on itself, and I bet it pulled the foil color from behind it. And just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to just roll over. And even notice the back side of this paper actually has a design, and I'm cool with that. I'm not too worried. So there is that. I'm just going to grab a baby stamp block because I don't want to grab, I have a big one here, but for small stamps like this, I like to use a small stamp block. So I'm thinking I'm going to do it up here or down here, and maybe, no, I'm going to do it up here. No, this is where my confusion set in. So I want to add my flower and my Pooh Bear. And I'm cool that the idea that it's kind of going off the page. And I just want to have a mess of some ribbons on here. All right, so I'm just kind of playing with it, and I kind of skipped past. Basically, I was kind of seeing how big the loops and stuff are going to be. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple this together because I like the way that this looks right now. Here's my stapler, and just staple the two together, and it creates more of a one unit. And if a little bit of staple pops through, you know what, it's part of the design. Just kind of adding and holding it all together, just smashing it. I'm cool with that. I might even add a little staple to this for fun too. Okay, so the next step, because I grabbed my mists and added, this might be a little too dark. I'm gonna test this just over here, and it just might be a little too dark. No, maybe not. Maybe it'll add that little pop, but I can blot it. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take a couple of little colors, just that little darkness of a color. And I'm also going to do the light blue here. And this one was Tattered Leather, and this is Mountain Mist. And they're both Tattered Angels, Glimmer Mist. This is just a very light color here. You can barely see it, and that's fine. Just adds a little something. And now I'm just going to take a towel, one of my little crafty towels, and just blot them. It's okay to add some dark colors to your projects when you know you're going to just kind of soften it up. So I think since I have a little bit of a darker color, I'm not liking that green, I'm going to go ahead and do it in black. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this up. I am going to do one little practice, make sure I have my words going the correct direction. Yep, see, I had it upside down. Glad I practiced. And I'm just going to go along the bottom here and lift up. And it's okay if it's not a perfect stamp. It's a grungy thing. And the darker now, the black doesn't look so odd because I've got that little bit of brown in there. So now I'm going to take this, and it goes right in that corner. For this, I need a good wet glue. So I'm going to grab my quick dry adhesive from Helmar, and I'm going to add a blob of glue. It's kind of all stuck at the top, so bear with me. And there we go. A little blobby right there. And go ahead and smash that down. I don't want it too high up in the corner, but I want it high enough. And here's the other thing is I don't want to make this too dimensional. I'm just trying to get this in here. I want it dimensional, but I don't want it so dimensional that it's too hard to mail in a standard size envelope. So everything I'm sticking on here is going to get pretty flat. And then I am going to take, oops, look, I printed it on two sides. I'm going to take my little Pooh Bear here, and he's just going to kind of nestle into that. And I'm going to go ahead and layer that up. Happy You Day, simple as that. So it's a way to use an image that you print off, and I don't know if I want to use these. I'm thinking that they're just going to kind of conflict, and they're going to fight with what I have. I think what I have is enough. I tend to pull a lot of stuff. I'm going to even pull some ribbons out. I had some burlap, but I think it would all just fight. I used other stuff instead. I tied in the pink from Piglets. That's where the pink's coming from. The blue, just because it's a baby color. And then the punch is just kind of add that little bit of something. The last thing I think I'm going to do, just to tie in a little bit more of this green, and I should have done this first, but I didn't, is just go in. And if I hit some extras here, that's fine. I'm going to tuck this up for a second. And then there we go. And it just adds that little bit of extra of kind of a pop of color, ties in some other colors. I got a little bit of a flower. I think that's fine too. You know what? It's cool. I'm not worried about it. It's all just in that grungy happy family. So here's my cute little AT to the brand new little baby boy. I think all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my name on here. I think she said eventually they're going to go into a book. So I'm just going to very quickly, while all this sets and dries, just going to grab a pen and just put made by Erin Reed. I know some people put their ATC stuff on the back and they put their whole thing. I usually stick my business card, but since this is going to, you know, for a baby shower, and it's going to kind of hang, I didn't want this funny thing on the back. And this doesn't look super horrible now with the backing being pretty. So I'm just going to clean this up to make it so that it looks kind of pretty on the back. It was part of the other reason, instead of just doing a plain background, you've got kind of a fun printed background, because I have a feeling she's going to kind of put a little punch in these and then hang them. So, I mean, it's really kind of a cute idea to get your crafty friends involved in something. There, it looks a little better. Get your crafty friends involved in something. Or I could add a layer just beyond. I already cut all that off, so it's okay. Going back to what I was saying, get your crafty friends involved in something instead of you having to do all the work, you know, share the beauty of it. And I don't know how many people kind of jumped at the idea of, oh, I'll make something that sounds amazing. So here is my little contribution to it. So I just need to pop this in the mail and get it to her before the baby shower starts. Thanks so much. Supplies are listed below for everything I use, and hopefully you have fun. And don't forget to share your art with other people, especially if your friends ask for it, which is so much fun. I love being able to create and send off for people who want to have it. I really love that. So thanks so much. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.